Welcome to Teaching Crypto. We've got a very special show today. We have a mini draft, and we happen to get news today, MrFOMO, about the Fed having an emergency meeting on Monday. And it's caused a bit of a sell-off, especially with the altcoins. And so we have a buying opportunities, we like to say in crypto, if you really believe that BTC will recover, and we're at 42. And again, we don't know how far we're going down, but amazing buying opportunities. So we're going to do today is a very special draft. It's our second draft. It's going to be more of a mini draft. Each of us are going to get 3 picks, and it's the 3 coins we like right now. It's not for the next 5 years. It's not for the next 48 hours. It's we're on a downturn in terms of price. What's going to recover quickly? As we like to always say in crypto, sometimes it's not what you buy, it's when you buy. So that's definitely going to influence our draft. And so what are your feelings about what's going on in the market right now?
I feel great when the market's going up, and I feel like there's great buying opportunities when the market's down. So try not to be emotional about it.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
We don't know exactly where we're going in, but I think it's going to be pretty interesting. Very different than the last one, because we're in a very different situation. On the last one, we had no idea we were on such a steep downhill in January. And now hopefully we're still on the upside. But remember, crypto, when you go up, it does not go straight up. We're kind of on a roller coaster. So we're going down a little bit today, and we'll see what happens on Monday. Should be a lot of volatility over the weekend. But this draft, if you're a risk taker, there are some amazing prices right now, and we can't tell you if you should buy, but this is what we'd be going into right now. And MrFOMO, this time you won the coin flip, so you get to go first.
That's right, first pick. And I'm getting crazy with this draft. I'm gonna go with some small caps. Nothing that I'm going to pick is over, I think, a couple of billion in cap. And so the first one I'm going to go with is a gaming token, a direct competitor with our token review earlier this week. I'm talking about Immutable X. It's an Ethereum token. There's 0 gas fees. They're instant peer-to-peer trades with NFTs, and they're really into NFTs, but they also claim to be able to build your NFT business within hours using their application program interfaces. So it's one that if you wanted to hedge your engine bets, this would be a good one to grab. It's a low market cap, and they're going to be a competitor with in a very lucrative space.
Now, let me ask you a question. I'm assuming that's available on Coinbase. I'm looking right now.
Yes.
Is it available anywhere else in terms of Binance US or Crypto.com or anything like that? Just curious.
I think this one is available, but I'm not sure. That's not something I looked up before the show.
So,
but you can get it on Coinbase. You can trade it on Coinbase.
Remind our viewers, what is the market cap? Because I think that's what you're really drawn to right now.
That I'll have to actually. I don't have my phone on me.
Well, I'm gonna fire back on you, and I don't, to be honest with you, I don't like that pick. And this is where this draft gets juicy. I personally think it's a bit risky with the situation we're in. I don't want to scare anyone, but we could be headed below 40K. And that's not a coin I would feel comfortable buying and holding over the next 1 to 2 months. I'm not saying we go down for that long, but that I think has a lot of downside. And for me, I'm looking at things that are holding up somewhat strong right now, have a large audience that people are behind, and at the same time, if we recover, it's got strength that I can really hold on to and believe in. So for me, that would not be something I would take if we were picking 10 coins, but that's the beauty of the
Well,
draft.
I think,
You know?
and I think you make a valid, I think you make a valid point there, because you're right. Anything with a small market cap is easier to move up, but it's just as easy to move down. They can just as quickly lose their value, and the volume on Immutable X is a little bit down, but I feel confident because it's in the gaming sector that volume will come back. And they're also in NFTs, which are holding kind of strong right now. But I do see, I do understand your point.
And the beauty of this is that hopefully we do recover. In a couple weeks, we can do a review of this draft, and we can see which one of our picks did really well versus did poorly. Now, the last draft, because we were just about to hit a huge downward cycle, everything went down. None of the picks were good. So this draft, however, hopefully, let's cross our fingers, things work out a little bit better. So for my first pick, I'm going to go in a little bit of a different direction. And this one right now is sitting at 412. And it's not one we've talked about on the show, but sometimes in crypto, it's not what you buy, it's when you buy it. Right now, sushi is sitting at 412. But by this weekend, I have a feeling it's going to be under $4. And that's an amazing buy. Let me tell you something about sushi. Throughout the last year, the lowest it's been is 379. And we could be going to those type of prices. High 23.41. Sushi, if you don't know, it's a swap. But there's been a lot of rumors that sushi might be moving to Avalanche. It got some customer base, 240 million, not bad in terms of circulation. Max supply 250. We're in DeFi here. Market cap is now down to 990 million, and we got a 24-hour volume of 86. Sushi earlier this week was over $5. So if you get it at 4, could easily be at 4 by tomorrow. By the time you guys watch this, it gets to 5 within 3 or 4 days if we recover. If that's a big if, but I don't think we're going to be trapped in a 2-month downward cycle again. But again, you just never know in crypto. I feel like if we were doing our normal Friday quick flip, this would have been my pick anyways. But I'm going to take sushi. I love the pickup right now, especially if it gets into the $3 range tomorrow and Sunday. I may have to even go in myself, not financial advice, but I love this pick. It's available everywhere. And I think a lot of people will look at sushi and look at it at 4 or 3 and say, oh, let me get in here. And I think you'll see some great volume come in. And if we do recover, I could see it back at 5. Don't forget, guys, last week we gave you a hell of a token in Flow. I mean, you did very well if you bought Flow. So I feel the same way I feel about Flow last week, I feel about sushi, ladies and gentlemen. So we're here to help you. So my first pick, I cannot pass it up. And it was not taken in the last draft, wasn't even mentioned. We're going with Sushi Swap. And so now you got the second pick. So we're going to very different.
I'm not crazy about dexes. That's why I didn't go with sushi. But sushi, to me, if you're going to go with a dex, if you're going to go with a
undervalue,
well, yeah, if you're going to go with a dex, you've got to go with probably sushi. They're going to be the first mover in that sector. They seem to be, at least every time we get a little bit of a run. And you're right, that price is super tasty down there. So remember, I like the pick, but I'm not crazy about dexes.
Well, here's what I want to remind you of in November. As we were going down, sushi went from $5 to $10 in less than 8 days. Okay. The volume is there. It's got application, it's got utility, and it when it goes, it can 2x just like that. And remember, these are not long-term holds at all. This is stuff that, hey,
make your money.
We might be going back up, but we might crash again in April or May or whenever it is, end of March. Who knows? I like in any type of, if BTC keeps going down, all our picks are going to suck. But if BTC recovers, I love this as a 2x at 4. I might love it as a 3x if it gets to 350. So I think, remember, we talked about this, I think, one of our earlier shows. I'm going to repeat this. It's sometimes not what you buy, it's when you buy it. Buying Cardano at 25 cents is a completely different experience than buying Cardano at $3. Buying, which we might be mentioning in the future in this show, Engine in the $4 range is very different than buying Engine under $2. And so I feel good about sushi here. I really do. But you have the second pick. So far we disagree, but that's great.
And
Let's see what you
I
got for
don't
number two.
think we're going to land on anything too. I really don't think we're going to hit the same picks tonight because I'm going crazy. Like I said, I'm not going with anything.
I'll say you are going
I'm
crazy.
going out there. And so I'm gonna skip over my second pick. I have a feeling you're not even gonna come close to that one. And I'm gonna go with my third pick. I'm gonna put this one second, and I'm gonna piggyback on your decks. I'm gonna go with Loop Ring, which is a DEX builder. You can build exchanges on Ethereum with Loop Ring. And one of the reasons I like Loop Ring is that in Q4 of last year, in their earnings report, they reported that they went from 40 million to 5.55 billion in total value locked in the last year. And that is huge. Those are huge numbers. And you were mentioning strength in these coins. If we go into a downturn, I like coins that have high TVLs. Is that
Loop Ring just I'll say I don't hate this pick because Loop Ring just did get on Voyager. It is starting to get a little more popular. It's starting. I wouldn't say it's a mainstream token by any means, but it's starting to get recognized. And the all-time high I'm looking right now was at 380 or under $1. That's not a bad pickup. Just this week we were at 123. I mean, it's okay. All right. Before the crash, we were at 168. You got a low market cap at 1.29 billion. I can see it. Again, this wouldn't made my top 10, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. I don't know if I love it. Volume's at 173 million, which not bad for 1.2 billion cap. And this supply is high though.
And their volume is up over the last 24 hours. That's the other thing about Loop Ring that I like is that their volume, despite everybody else's volume being down, I mean, some things are down 70% on their volume, even more, but Loop Ring is up, I think they were up 8%, but
the one thing I like about your pick in November before our crash, we were at 386. So it's not one of the coins that crashed in May and never came back. So not a bad pick. I wouldn't have gone there. I did star it when it came on Voyager, but I don't think I'm going to go there. So not bad, interesting. So I'm not gonna go crazy here. But my second pick, we talked about this one not too long ago, and I said it was a great value between 210 and 215. We're at 184, and earlier today we were at 178, which I was like, oh my God, that's an amazing value. I wish I was buying from scratch. Engine Coin is back on the show, and that didn't take too long. We're looking at 184. Our market cap now is 1.8 billion. Okay. But here's the deal. If it goes down again into the 170s, I just feel like that's an amazing pickup. Again, it's not what you buy sometimes. It's a great token we talked about on Wednesday, but I feel like the value is amazing. I think
on Tuesday we said it was a great buy at 211. So if you were going to pick it up at 211 and now it's in the 170s, 180s, it's a brilliant price at that point.
Yeah, I like it a lot here. I might have to DCA my way a little bit down, but if you're looking to buy from scratch and you're looking Saturday, Sunday, Monday, there's going to be a lot of volatility. It'll be very interesting. But if you can get Engine in the 170s, again, not financial advice, and you're looking for a token, it's hard for me to pass that up. I think it will recover pretty strongly once we get hopefully we do get a recovery. Hopefully we're still on an upwards projection. Hopefully this is just a little blimp, but again, you just never know. Okay.
And again, gaming and NFTs are going to hold their strength, especially right now. NFTs are kind of hot. We were coming up to the Super Bowl. NFTs are getting there. I mean, even our students at school are talking about NFTs. They know nothing about them until we tell them about them. But at least, this is something that's going to be popular, at least in the short term. So you can feel safe picking up Engine. I love Engine. It was one of my first loves in crypto. One of my it was my first coin that ever gave me profits. So great pick there. I don't have anything bad to say about Engine.
Yeah, and I hope you didn't, give too much information. A lot of people thought I was a fighter pilot, and now you've given away that I'm actually a teacher, but that's okay.
No, yeah, well, no, you could be a fighter pilot too. Second career.
So you got the third pick now. So now it's going to get interesting because now you got to think a little bit harder, and maybe
I
you
don't think
don't.
so. This one was this one's going to be a weird pick for me because the price is not tasty when you look at it. And remember, we usually talk about market cap when we talk about these because price really doesn't, price is just eye candy.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is one of those ones that has a weird price that isn't eye candy, but the market cap is still decent. And I'm talking about MakerDAO, the decentralized autonomous organization. They're a DeFi lender. They were the first DeFi lending protocol to get to 1 billion total value locked. And so for me, and they just went fully decentralized, which is something that's really, really great in crypto. They could have completely gone the other way, but they went fully decentralized, and that's something that I really like about this project. But again, the first to 1 billion total value locked. They're still working hard over there. I like them.
Let me ask you this, and I'll fight back a little bit here. During the week, it got as high as 2,300. It's now at 2,000. This year, the all-time high was 6,000, but that was all the way back in the spring. It never recovered at all. It's one of those coins that died, and it struggled really to come anywhere close to the all-time high. Sitting at 2,000 and looking at volume is 19 million. It's okay. It is on exchanges. Market cap 1.9, not a real community to speak of. I don't love this pick. Again, we're going to see who's right and wrong. I think there are other tokens that I like much better. Even if we do recover, the weekly high was only 2,300. For me, if you're going to go into something like this, I would rather buy Ethereum, just because Ethereum now is below 3,000. So if I could get Ethereum at 2,800 or 2,900, I'd rather get that than Maker. Because if we do recover, ETH is so strong. So if you're gonna go in this direction, for me, we know price is kind of confusing. You could have a high price and low market cap, or the market cap is not that high. For me, I would take something like Ethereum way before Maker, because you can get ETH under 3,000, and I think ETH in a run up can get to 6K pretty easily if we actually have a leg up. And even if it doesn't get to 6, you get it at 28. If you want to flip ETH in a few weeks during our recovery, I like its chances much more. So I'm pushing back on you here.
What's ETH's market cap though? How much money is it going to take to move?
Well, okay, but let's talk about the volume on ETH. Yeah, the market cap is much higher.
Of course,
we got 6 billion, and we got 6 billion in daily volume. It destroys Maker.
Well, absolutely, but the market cap is huge compared to Maker.
Here's my thing too. I'm going to fight back. People that are coming into the space, that are coming back, there are a lot of people that are scared. ETH is safe. A lot of the newbies I know that not that I got them in, but I kind of referred them to crypto. The first thing they do besides buy BTC is buy ETH. ETH is held up really strong. And I do regret not having more of it right now. I did sell some before, and it was a mistake. ETH right now we're at 2,939. If it goes to 28, I'm taking that before Maker all day, all long.
Listen to where that's coming from. You're coming from a place of if we're not going this way, or if we're not going that way. You're not coming from a place of confidence in the market and confidence that we're going. I mean,
let me ask you a question. Where was ETH compared to Maker in November? ETH was at an all-time high at $4,800. I think you can get past that in a pump if the market doesn't recover. You would rather have ETH than Maker. Let's be clear here. There's not one person in crypto would say if we do go down to 32 and I have to buy today. What are you
Well,
buying? Are you buying Maker?
I don't
Are you
think
buying
we're,
ETH?
but I don't think we're drafting to go down. If we thought we were going to go down, we wouldn't be
We could
drafting.
be.
We wouldn't be.
Well,
We
we
wouldn't
could
be
be going
picking
down.
coins though. But so
I'm
we could
drafting.
be going down. That's always the idea. But I think if you're talking about ETH versus Maker, you're talking about similar prices, not exact, but you're talking about similar prices. Which one's going to get to 4,800 or beyond on less money? And so if we
I
go
think
on a
ETH
run,
we have to make a little bit of bet here, but I think ETH is going to get to 4,800 way
well,
before
yeah,
Maker.
but I'm saying with money infused, 1 billion turns into 2 billion, turns into 3 billion a lot faster than what, 60 billion.
Well,
Or,
yeah,
you're looking
maybe we'll have to have a little.
at a totally different market cap though.
Maybe we'll have to have a little side bet with some VGX on the side to see. Again, this is what makes this this draft so unique. And again, I know we hope we're going up, but we could be
Right.
going down for a few weeks. And I think Maker could just get drilled. I think ETH could hold.
Could.
ETH's not going down to 1,000, and ETH could hold around 2,500, and it could be at 4,000.
Well,
Quickly.
you're also talking about two coins that have a lot of total value locked at this point, and so they're going to show a lot of strength at these levels. And so I think comparably, yeah, you're talking about two, and I think more people will jump in on ETH, but again, it's going to take more people to move ETH comparatively.
And ironically, I wasn't going to take ETH anyways. I just felt like arguing with him. It's a feisty fry, we got to get some aggression out of the way. So I guess I have the last pick here. And remember, we talked about this, and this is a tough one because you didn't take any of my choices. I have it's almost like I'm a general manager, and all the top players have been left. You went and you took the guys that were supposed to go in round 3, 4, and 5 that didn't show up to the combine. You're drafting guys that were supposed to be free agents, and I have my pick of guys that were starting in the SEC, which is fine. I'll take this. I mean, if you want to, there's so much to choose from here. So I could go safe. I could take a risk. But I'm looking right now. Remember, it's not just when you buy, it's when you buy it. It's a tough choice. I mean, it's really tough, and I'm going to go with Luna, but Chili's was very close to this being the selection. Not because Chili's we've lost a little bit of not love, but we worried about some of the tokenomics. But Chili's right now is at 20 cents, could go down to 19, but it's at 20 right now. I'm going to go ahead and right now go with Luna at 50. Amazing ecosystem. I think Luna, you get at 50 right here. And again, I think the recovery could be amazing. I think at 50, it's a bargain. Once we do go up and the Luna starts burning, it could catch on fire. We saw what's happened to Luna from the summer to the winter. I do think Luna will have another leg up when BTC does eventually. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's very strong. The community has grown significantly since the summer. The interaction on Twitter and Discord, way, way up. I like this one a lot. I just want to mention a couple we didn't pick, and then you can mention a couple. Very close to taking Chili's. I just like Luna here at 50 so much. And eGold is holding up so strong. That's the only reason why it's not a pick.
Yeah,
I mean, eGold was back in the 170s, 180s. It would have been my first pick, but it's holding up so strong. Still not a bad pick right now. I mean, someone went deep in eGold today and bought over 270,000 of them, which was crazy. Caused a huge pump. But yeah, what are some others? First of all, what do you think about my Luna selection at 50? I know it's
I don't know why we haven't reviewed. I don't know why we haven't reviewed Luna on Tuesdays yet. I think that would be a good one to do. And everybody loves Luna. I mean, how could you not? The tokenomics are beautiful. The the community is strong. Other communities love. I mean, we talk about the VGX heroes sometimes. Their AMA the other night, or their Twitter space, was something about Luna and VGX. And so yeah, it's a great pick. Like I said, I was going a bit off the wall today. I wanted to get some low cap things that maybe our viewers hadn't heard of before, but maybe they can grab some value in. if not soon, maybe someday you'll take a look at these. And like I said, with some of these, you've got safety in them because of total value locked, and then others you've got NFTs.
And the beauty is you could be dead right. I could be made like a fool in a few weeks. We'll see. We went in a very different direction. I picked the guys that start in the SEC that were all Americans. You picked some guys that were
well, I'm a Cub fan. I like the underdogs.
I'm a Cleveland fan. I'm also an underdog.
Yeah.
But when the top dog is available, you don't pass them up. That's just so we went very different directions. We gave the viewers a lot to think about today. And all these tokens are either available, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, either on Voyager or on Coinbase, some of them on both.
Yeah,
so
and on more.
You don't have to go searching very hard to find them.
No.
Also on crypto.com if that's where you live. But it's some interesting calls. Is there anyone that you want to mention that you did not pick that you think our viewers should be aware of before we say goodnight?
I mean, it's like we always say when we get this far down, we have a little dip like this. You could pretty much throw a dart at these prices.
I know Stellar almost made your list, but she just at the end decided not to go there.
No.
We'll have to do it.
There are some coins. It's not that I hate Stellar. It's just that every time I buy Stellar, it goes into the toilet. So no,
We'll have to do a coin review on Stellar, and you have to tell the story about your first crypto buy. But
every
I think
time
this was
I buy
a fun
it,
draft.
I can hear the flushing noise.
I think this was a really fun draft. I think hopefully, let's cross our fingers that we recover quickly. In a couple of weeks, we can do the review, a draft review, and see how we did. Hopefully,
I think that's
because if BTC doesn't recover, all our picks are pretty much in the toilet anyway. So
that's right.
We'll see. It's going to be a very volatile next few days. Should be very interesting. We'll hopefully know a lot more by Tuesday.
Emergency Fed meeting on Monday.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm hoping we stabilize. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in for AZcrypto. Mr. FOMO, you have a great evening, and everybody, we will see you next week. Have a good night.
See ya.